Once I was called for an interview in a Japanese sushi restaurant. The manager texted me to come at 6 a.m. in the morning, but unfortunately I reached at 7 a.m., 1 hour late. As I reached there, he was so upset with me because the first, I was not on time, and the second, he felt like I didn't value his time and his job. Actually, he wanted to teach me how to make a sushi for 1 hour just before the shop opens. But I was not aware of that. So, he was so upset with me. From that moment, I realized how important it is to become punctual in our life. How important it is to respect the value of other time. But more than that, I realized that I didn't even text him about I'm being late. I was not aware that in Sydney, whenever we are late to work or anything else, we generally inform about that to the concerned person. That could be your manager, your supervisor, or your friends who are waiting for you. And that really makes difference. Hello and namaste. Welcome back to Sydney Reflect, and I'm so happy to be back again with my another solo episode where I will be sharing some of my experiences, my journey, and more than that, the key lessons that I have learned in this beautiful city of Sydney. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming back to listen to this podcast again. That really means so much to me. Thank you so much for that 1,000 likes on our Facebook page. And if you haven't followed us on our Facebook page, then please go and follow us on our Facebook page so that you don't miss anything like this. Well, let me share you one thing that I recently got my graduate visa, which means I have 2 more years to stay in this beautiful place. Honestly, I still don't know and still don't have any fixed plan what I'm going to do on these 2 years. But one thing is for sure, I will be sharing my experiences with you from Sydney. Today on this episode, I will be sharing about one of my experiences that I had during my university while taking part in student leadership conference. Besides, I will also share about my birthday celebration that was last month, which gave me a new experience and a new perspective in my life. I can't believe it's already 2 years and 5 months in Sydney, and I'm really missing my family, my friends, and my country. But living here in Sydney, far from them, has been an incredible learnings and growing experience in my life. It doesn't mean that I'm happy to be away from them, but there is a quote, if you want to learn and grow in your life, just start traveling. And that's so true. Coming here in Sydney, living by myself, seeing the new way of living life here, getting connected with the new persons, new people, and getting to know about the new cultures really helped me to get a new perspective in my life. One of the greatest lessons that I have learned in my life is being open. And when I said open, then many of you might feel like, yes, we are open. I talked openly and I share everything. I don't keep anything inside. But what I mean here is being open means being open to listen to other stories, being open to see others, and being open to learn from others without any judgment, without any comparison. Let me share with you one of the experience related to this. I was selected from Sydney campus to participate in the Student Leadership Conference in 2018 that happened in Gladstone Marina campus, Brisbane. Since it was the Student Leadership Conference, I was super excited, and my initial thought was like I would get an incredible opportunity to connect and network with other students from different campuses. It was the 3 days workshop. On the first day, when I reached the venue, the Marina campus, and when the conference started, I looked around other participants, the other students from different campuses, and believe me, I was totally surprised at the beginning. around 50% of the participants were around 40 to 45 years of age, nearly double my age. And I was like, were they all students or just staffs? I was confused at the beginning because for me and from where I come from, we have a mindset like, who would join the university at the age of 40 or 45 instead of earning money and taking care of family, kids and their future? But this conference gave me a different perspective. So I went to them and started listening to their stories, and it was so inspiring. I still remember one of them saying that she has a granddaughter of my age, but she joined this university in order to pursue her passion for teaching. She loves being with kids and teaching them, which she could not do at her younger age. But even in her 50s, she's changing her career to teaching. So she joined university to get the degree of teaching so that she can start her career as a teacher. And it's so amazing, it's so inspiring. Who could have thought to start a career at that age like her? When I talk to my parents about starting a new things in their life, they always say, अब त हाम्रो उमेर गइसक्यो, सबै तेरै जिम्मामा हो छोरा. And it really makes me think for a while about how could a person at the same age has a different mindset. We have this belief that we should complete our educations before the 20s, we should get married, have a secure job and a house to live before 30s. So this is the kind of pressure we put to ourselves, and we start believing that if we can't achieve this in the particular time frame, then we are a failure, which is absolutely killing the life of so many people like me. Where does this belief come from? Who made this rule? And why we are believing this? Some month ago, literally I was having all those kind of pressures like I'm already 30 years of age and I really don't know what the hell I'm doing in my life. My life is not being stable, I could not achieve all these things and I feel like I have become a failure. I was comparing my life with my friends like सँगै इन्जिनियर पढेको साथीहरू युनियनमा जागिर भइसक्यो, सबैले विवाह गरेर एउटा नयाँ लाइफ स्टार्ट गरिसक्यो, आफू भने स्टिल नयतानो उता. I was so stressed due to this kind of thought because I saw my life is getting stuck in the middle. But when I reflect on that leadership conference and the story of that lady, it gave me a new perspective for a while. It gave me a new way of seeing things around me and about my life. Honestly, when you come to Sydney by yourself, you start learning to live by yourself. Here, I don't mean to say in the perspective of financial only. Like whenever I ask someone about what's the best part of living in Sydney, most of them say, आफै कमाउन थालेको छु. Well, I'm sure one day everyone will start earning by themselves and they don't have to depend upon their parents anymore. But for me, it's not about earning, it's about learning and growing in our life. Just imagine we have to go to uni or college, we have to attend classes, we have to do our assignments and we have to do part-time job as well. We are in such a rush and it's so challenging to manage all these things. If you are someone who is handling all these things in Sydney, then you have learned a time management skills. In fact, you have built a time management skill and it's so important in our life. Learning our lessons and actually applying it, it's so important in our life. If we genuinely want to grow our life. Tell me how many of you have a very bad experience in your life and you have learned something from that, but again and again you keep on repeating the same mistake without actually learning from it, and later on you keep on regretting the same mistakes. I have done that many times in my life, and that's why later on we realize that we always find ourselves in the same position. Last month, November, it was my birthday, and I have never celebrated birthday like this, but I always wanted to. So this was the first time in my life I have ever celebrated with such decoration, with such happiness. I posted the video of my birthday celebration on Instagram and Facebook, and so many of my friends gave me the best wishes. They really like it. Many of them commented like, birthday ta khub रमाइलोसँग मनाएछ त, but you didn't invite us. But the fact is, they don't know the story behind. On my birthday, I finished my work at 5 p.m. Then I went straight to the Kmart, bought some decorating stuffs, did some grocery shopping for my guests, and then went back home and started decorating all the birthday stuff by myself. Literally, it was me who decorated all those happy birthday stuffs on the wall. But honestly, I was so happy inside doing those things on my birthday by myself. I was enjoying my time by myself. I was enjoying the moment that I never had before. When I was a child, I used to go to my friend's birthday party and seeing them celebrating their birthday with their parents. I always used to wish if I could have those moments in my life as well. But the fact is that I never had such a moment in my childhood, and I always had deep dissatisfaction or pain or a regret of not having those moments in my childhood. But since last November, since that birthday, I realized there's nothing to regret about my childhood. I realized that I won't get that moment back, but the things I can do right now is just to celebrate my next birthday. So there's a concept in our society that birthday ta bachchaharuko po manaउँछ ta. Yatro बुढो भएर पनि कसैले birthday मनाउँछन् र. But believe me, birthday is something we need to celebrate. No matter what age we are, it is something that we need to be grateful for growing in our life and experiencing life. This is the day we were born on this earth, and we should be happy for it. I work in a restaurant and I have seen so many customers coming in our restaurant celebrating their birthday, but the fact is, it wasn't only the children celebrating their birthday. Even the adult, parents and the grandparents were celebrating their birthday, and it's so fun to watch them celebrate their birthday. Well, many of you might be laughing at me by thinking, who celebrate birthday like that alone? But the fact is that I started enjoying my own version with my own self, if that makes sense. Generally, what I've seen in my friends in Sydney is that even to go out from their room, they need someone to go with. They need others to support, or let me say they need someone to be with them. Whenever I say to my friends that I visited a new place, then they always ask me a question, with whom did you go with? And it's so amazing to see their response when I say by myself. Then they get surprised. How can you go alone? How can you enjoy it alone? Well, I don't know. I just started to enjoy my time being with me. Living in Sydney for 2.5 years, I have learned to be happy with myself. Because as we know that we will not be with our friends together forever. We won't be with our family together like right now. I'm in Sydney and my family is back in Nepal. And it's so hard to live away from my family. But we need to go along with the different phases of our life. And we need to learn how to live by own. Because if we don't understand our true self, then how can we understand others? If we are not happy being with self, then how can we share happiness with others? This is Neeraj from Sydney, and you are listening to Sydney Reflect, the one and only podcast where I'm sharing my experience from Sydney. Before saying goodbye, let me sum up the 3 key lessons that I have shared with you today. The number 1, always respect and value the time. Number 2, be open to learning from others without any judgment. And number 3, be happy with your being. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast till the end. Please write down your thoughts, your comments, what you like about it, or what do you think about it. I always love to read your feedbacks. Next week, I'll be back with one of my guests who recently completed his master degree from Torrens University. I'm sure you have to listen to his experience in Sydney as an international student because it's worth it. Till then, have a happy and healthy life. Keep learning, keep sharing.